Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, the hoops. What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. It's freshly 10 a.m., so it means we probably might be getting some news soon. We have a couple, we have a good amount of solid free agents left. Like, we haven't seen Quentin Grimes get re-signed. We haven't seen Giddey get re-signed. We haven't seen Al Horford find a home. Waiting for the update on Malik Beasley. Let me... It's hot in my room. It's very hot. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Let's see. We're waiting on Precious Achiuwa to find a home. We're waiting on DeAndre Ayton. I think DeAndre Ayton, we might see DeAndre sign with the Lakers today. We're waiting on Marvin Bagley. Waiting on Charles Bassey. I think Charles Bassey's underrated. Waiting on Nick Batum. No, Nick Batum went back to LA, right? We're waiting on Malik Beasley. We're waiting on an update for him. We're waiting on Bobo. Waiting to see if Bobo can find a home. We're waiting on Chris Boucher to see if he can find a home. Waiting on Malcolm Brogdon. Teams need a backup point guard. Let's see. Who else are we waiting on? What's going on, Cavs fan? Welcome in. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Waiting on Amir Coffey, Torrey Craig. A lot of low-key guys. Let's see. We got Dante Exum in here. Still waiting on Giddey and Quentin Grimes because they're restricted, but they've yet to re-sign, which I don't know. I don't really know what to think about that. I think we're just still waiting on those guys to get re-signed. I don't think they're going to go anywhere else. Maybe we see a sign and trade with a Josh Giddey or Quentin Grimes. Who knows? Maybe you look over at Philly, and they're trying to do a package with Quentin Grimes and Paul George to get off of Paul George's contract. Maybe they sign Quentin Grimes on a cheaper deal. Let's see, who else are we waiting on? Al Horford, of course, as I mentioned before. I don't think this is updated. I feel like I gotta find a different board. I feel like I gotta find something else. Oh yeah, Damian Lillard. We might see Damian Lillard get signed today. And if we see Damian Lillard get signed today, then that's gonna be the signing of the day. We're waiting on Damian Lillard, DeAndre Ayton, and then just a bunch of role players. And waiting on an update on the Bucks situation too, and how Giannis is feeling with all that. Let's see. How do I close this? All right, cool. Anyways, how the mornings going? While we wait on some more news, let's chat a little bit. Got 8 people in here. How's it going? Oh, we got some news on Damian Lillard right here. The Golden State Warriors, Boston Celtics, and LA Lakers are the teams interested in Damian Lillard. Warriors, Celtics, Lakers are in on the Damian Lillard sweepstakes. Interestingly, not Portland. Golden State, Boston, LA. Says, not surprisingly, league sources say Lillard received calls from several contending teams quickly after the news of his Bucks ending broke. League sources say the Warriors, Celtics, and Lakers are known to be among many teams that would have interest in doing a deal sooner rather than later. Whether that means today, whether that means at some point later in the summer, I'm not sure. But I'm almost 100% sure that we'll see DeAndre Ayton get signed today. And it could be a curveball. It could be LA. We've yet to see. If you guys are new here, welcome in. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. If you could please like the stream, that would help me out a lot. The Kings are trying to get Russell Westbrook right now? We got any Kings fans in here? What do we think of that? The Cavs are not interested in LeBron. So we won't see LeBron go back to Cleveland. What's going on, Yellow? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. What do we think of the Knicks offseason? Rate the Knicks offseason 1 to 10. They got Clarkson on the veteran minimum. A guy that averages 16 a game. They got Clarkson on the veteran minimum. They got Yabusele on a very cheap deal, $6 million a year. I thought he was going to go to San Antonio. But nope, Knicks stealing. That was something that was pretty shocking to me, and I'm a Knicks fan. But I really like the pickups. You add some bench depth. Other than that, you keep the same starting five, which is a great starting five. It's up there with the best starting fives in the league. What do we think of that? What do we think of this offseason for the Knicks? Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Good morning, Emily. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. We're waiting on it. The clock just hit 10 a.m., so we're waiting on some news. We're waiting on news on guys like DeAndre Ayton. What's going on, Bo? Good morning. We're waiting on news on guys like DeAndre Ayton, Damian Lillard. We're waiting on Giddey. Waiting on Grimes. While we wait, let's chat a little bit. We got some time. Did you hear about Dame? Yeah, I heard about Dame. Were you in the stream yesterday, Bo? We had a lot of people in the stream yesterday. We were talking all about it. We had like 100 people in there. Yeah? What was your favorite move this free agency? That's a good question. My favorite move this free agency. Probably Nickeil Alexander-Walker to the Hawks. Because he's going to be big for them. Even if he's like a 6'7" man off the bench, I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker is going to be a key guy for them. And that's a team that can make some noise next season. And an Eastern Conference that's kind of depleted because the Pacers won't be as much of a factor. The Celtics won't be as much of a factor. He's trying to go to the Warriors. He might be trying to go to the Warriors. I think he's just going to try to go to a team that'll contend. So whether that's the Warriors, whether it's LA, whether it's Boston a year from now. Because maybe he goes to Boston and then Tatum comes back for a year from now and they have a squad over there all of a sudden. And I kind of see the vision with that. He does his rehab over there in Boston over the summer and all throughout next season. And he comes back 2027. Tatum's back. You still got Jaylen Brown. You still got Derek White. But now you add Dame Lillard to be the starting point guard. Peyton Pritchard's still the sixth man. Maybe Amari Williams is good enough to be your starting center by then. I'm just waiting for the Bulls to do something. I don't know if the Bulls are going to do much other than re-sign Giddey. Unless they do a sign and trade. Which they might do a sign and trade with Giddey. I could see them doing that. Because that way you can get some assets and kind of sell high on him. Because he played really well throughout the second half of last season. Do you think Cooper Flag is going to do good this year? I think Cooper Flag is going to do very good this year. I'm very high on Cooper Flag. I think Cooper Flag is going to be very good. I think Dylan Harper's going to be very good. I'm very high on VJ Edgecombe. Did anybody sign Dame yet? No. But we're hearing that the Warriors, Celtics, Lakers, those are the teams that are in the lead of the sweepstakes right now. Do you think he's going to get Rookie of the Year, Cooper Flag? I think he'll get Rookie of the Year, yeah. I think he will. But who knows? Maybe Ace Bailey puts up a great rookie campaign because he's going to get a lot of touches. Maybe Trey Johnson is averaging 22 points a game, and he gets Rookie of the Year. You hate Ace Bailey? Yeah. He's polarizing at this point in his career because all that draft drama where he was trying to point where he wanted to go and force himself there. I think that made a lot of people mad. For good reason, too, because imagine this. You go and you start at a new job. Because at the end of the day, the NBA is a business, and it is a job for these guys. Because they're making millions of dollars. Imagine you start at a new job and you start telling the boss where you want to go. what you want to do. It's not right. Is that why you hate Ace Bailey? Because I can see that. Hold the camera for Lamar Jackson edit? Okay. All right, Timothy. I think that's going to be the last Lamar Jackson edit I do. I've been doing a lot of Lamar Jackson edits. A lot of holding the camera. Or grabbing the camera. I didn't even see Trey Man signed his extension. Yeah, he should be blessed that he got drafted. I'm sure he is blessed. I don't even know that it's much about him, and that's why I don't hate him. I think it could be his representation that's messing him up. Like his agent. I think his agent could be messing him up. Because he seems like a good kid. He seems like he's always happy to be playing basketball. I have no personal grudge with Ace Bailey. He seems like he just wants to play basketball. He didn't seem like overly upset to go to Utah on draft night. He didn't seem upset when he landed there. I think it's a lot of the dramas from his representation. I just don't think it's a lot of him. What's your favorite song? Good question. I don't know if I have a favorite song at the moment. I honestly don't know. Some sort of Drake song. I'm a Drake guy. Think the draft lottery is rigged? No. But I think it's fun to talk about, like, the theories. Like, I thought the Mavericks theory was good. It's like, hey, if you trade away Luka Doncic, we'll give you the first pick this summer. If you trade away Luka Doncic to the league's biggest market, we'll give you the first pick this summer. I think that's fun to talk about, but no, I don't think it's actually rigged. Which team do you support? I'm a Knicks fan. What's up, Jay Plays? What's going on? Good morning. We had an earlier stream today. Do you think Kuminga will be traded today? I think Kuminga will get signed today. It could be the Kings. It could be the Heat. I prefer the Heat. I don't mind Kuminga on the Heat. I guess I don't mind the Kings. But I'd like them to get rid of DeMar DeRozan first. Hey man, just tuned in. Any big moves in free agency day 3 or just any move? No. Not yet, but we kind of just I think it's gonna pick up in the next couple minutes. Like yesterday at around 10 a.m. we got the Jordan Clark, we got the Yabusele signing, and then we got the Miles Turner signing a couple minutes later, and then we got the Dame stuff. We just got a new report from Chris Haynes, says Russell Westbrook is not going to end up in Sacramento because the Kings couldn't find a spot for Malik Monk. Do you play 2K? I do play 2K. What about Kuminga to the Bulls? I don't mind Kuminga to the Bulls. I think it matches up with the timeline, but I don't want the Bulls to spend their money on Kuminga. I don't want the Bulls to go out and give Jonathan Kuminga $30 million. If they even have that. Do the Bulls have $30 million? Chicago Bulls cap space. I don't think the Bulls have $30 million. Yeah, because you're giving Zach Collins $18 million. You're giving Vooch $21 million. You're giving Patrick Williams $18 million. You're giving Kevin Huerter $17 million. That's crazy. What's up, Fashion Kill? Good morning. Yeah, this is rough. You got a lot of bad contracts over there in Chicago. A lot. You got $27 million though. You got $27 million. Yeah, you got to move off some of those guys. I want to see them move off of Patrick Williams. When do you think KD and Curry will retire? 4 or 5 years. I give them 4 or 5 years. Maybe 3, 4. 4 years. 4 years. I say 4. Anything crazy happened yet? No, not today. Not today. We're just getting some more noise. What do you think about the Cavs for next year? I think the Cavs are very good. I like the Lonzo trade. I really like that they brought in Lonzo Ball. He's immediately going to come in and be their best perimeter defender if he stays healthy. I think he's a great fit. I think he's a great facilitator to put next to a guy like Donovan Mitchell. He's a bigger guard you can have in that backcourt off the bench. I really like the fit. I think the Cavs are an Eastern Conference Finals team next year. Do they make the finals? I don't know. I think it's going to be them and the Knicks. I think that series could really go either way. I hated the Ball trade for the Bulls. Yeah, you would have liked to get more assets than Isaac Okoro, but Isaac Okoro wasn't terrible considering you have Alonzo Ball, who's not shown the greatest health potential throughout the last couple of years. So you get Isaac Okoro, who's younger, drafted in 2020, I think it was a pick below Patrick Williams. So you get another young wing. I don't know. I mean, it's cheaper. Is Isaac Okoro cheaper? What's Isaac Okoro's contract looking like? It's about the same as Lonzo's. Lonzo's a little cheaper. And he signed for 3 years, $33 million. $11 million, if you can just shoot the ball well and play some solid defense off the bench, you can't be mad at it. Especially considering Lonzo's health. Because you weren't ever going to get much out of him. Especially since they waited so long. I think if the Bulls would have got rid of Lonzo at last year's trade deadline, they could have gotten a first round pick. I think the Wizards were willing to give him Marcus Smart in a first round pick. Or was it the Grizzlies? No, it was the Wizards. You think Katie's going to retire in 2 years? No, Katie's got more than that. What's your favorite team? I'm a Knicks fan. But yeah, Cubs fan. I think the Bulls won that. Or I think the Chicago won that trade. How do you know so much information? I don't know. I did my research, I guess. Do you think LBJ will leave the Lakers? If so, which team will he go to? I don't think he'll leave the Lakers. But I do have my thoughts on where I think he'll go. So you look over here at the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. I don't think that if LeBron requests to go to another team, I don't think that he's going to go to a Western Conference team. Because I think the whole point of him trying to leave the Lakers and force his way out of LA is to get out of the Western Conference because he wants to go to the finals, right? And try to make a push for a championship. So I don't think it would be a Western Conference team. But if he goes to an Eastern Conference team, I think there's 3 teams that could take a swing for him. I think the Knicks could take a swing. I think the Pistons could take a swing. I think the Cavs could take a swing. Do I think they particularly will take a swing? No. But I think it could happen. Those are the most realistic teams in my opinion. And also the Hawks. The Hawks are a dark horse team. The Hawks are a dark horse team for a lot of guys. The Hawks are a dark horse team for Giannis. As a Warriors fan, I want the Warriors to sign and trade Kuminga for either Kobe White and picks or for Yves Missi and Herbert Jones. I think Yves Missi might be a Laker. If the Lakers don't get DeAndre Ayton, Yves Missi might be a Laker. For the Kobe White and picks. But the Bulls aren't going to give you Kobe White and picks for Jonathan Kuminga. LeBron would never strand Bronny. What do you mean? Come on. If you guys are new to the chat, be sure to like the stream. We got 36 people in here and 4 likes on the stream. And subscribe if you're new. We're on the road to 1,000. We're about 60 away. But yeah, I think there's 3 teams in the East. If it was to be a team in the West, maybe Dallas. Maybe Dallas. I don't know. That's just Nico Harrison things. That's the only reason I say Dallas. Golden State's not going to do it. Clippers aren't going to do it. It would be an Eastern Conference team. It would. I want him to go to the Cavs to go back where it started. The only problem and why it won't be the Cavs is because the money. They would have to clear up so much space. It would really be tough. They wouldn't be able to just trade for LeBron. They'd have to make a couple of trades, and then the final one being LeBron, in order to get the money to do so. Dame talking to Warriors, cannot believe this. Does it make a lot of sense for him to go to Golden State, though? Because are they competing for a championship the year after next? And is he going to play alongside Curry? I don't know how well that'll work. You got 2 ball-dominant guards. I think it'd be tough. I mean, 2 great players. But how old is Damian Lillard? 33 now? 34? He's 34 now. And he'll be 35 in 13 days. So by the time he gets back, he'll be 36. Hugo Gonzalez. Good morning. Good morning, Hugo. Like Hugo Gonzalez, the one that got drafted to the Celtics? Josiah, good morning. He's staying in LA. He don't want to move again. What are you talking about? Are you talking about LeBron? Yeah, I don't think he will either. But I'm saying if he does get traded, it'll be to an Eastern Conference team. I don't see it being to a Western Conference team. I just don't. I don't think it's possible. He wouldn't force his way out to go to a Western Conference team because if the Lakers were a 3 seed this year. It's not like they were some awful team. And who knows? Maybe they're better next year. The Western Conference is like super hard to predict. Because, I mean, I guess Thunder 1st seed, Rockets 2nd seed. From there, 3 seed, you can go, I might give it to Denver, but you can really go any direction. Like, imagine this. The Thunder are your 1st seed, Rockets are your 2nd seed, Nuggets are your 3 seed. We'll go Timberwolves 5 seed, Mavericks 6 seed. You got the Warriors, Lakers, Clippers, Grizzlies, Suns, Spurs, Trailblazers. That's a lot of great teams, and they're going to be in the play-in tournament, or maybe they'll be out of the playoffs as a whole. It'd be dumb for the Warriors to get Dame. They need a center. I don't want to say it would be dumb, especially if they can get him for dirt cheap, which they probably will because he's still getting paid by Milwaukee, $22 million a year over the next 5 years. Al Horford to the Warriors. I wouldn't mind Al Horford on the Warriors. I think that's probably ideal for them, but I don't think they have the cap space to do it. I think Al Horford is a little bit too expensive for them. He might be expecting like maybe a little under the full mid-level exception. Either that or he's expecting the full mid-level exception for a year or two. I think that's going to be tough for the Warriors to get the money to sign him. Miami should go for Dame. I could see Miami going for Dame. But I think the perfect spot for him is Boston. If Boston signs him for cheap, they rehab him for a year, they rehab him together with Tatum. They come back 2027. They got a squad there. They got Dame, Tatum, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Peyton Pritchard. Miami's the obvious place for Dame. I don't know. I don't know if Miami's the obvious place for Dame. I think Boston is, honestly. Spurs top 6 seed for sure, but I don't know. I don't know if the Spurs are a top 6 seed. It's impossible to predict. It's quite literally impossible. Like, you can't put all those teams in a ranking. Wasn't there something about Dame going to Golden State? Yeah. Yeah, there's rumors that he's going to go to Golden State. There is. Spurs would likely be a play-in team? Yeah, they probably will be, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're a top 6 seed. Who's running the 2? Him or Curry? Probably Curry. Probably Curry would run the 2. What's your opinion on the Cavs signing Larry? I only say that because I feel like Curry's a better off-the-catch shooter than Damian Lillard. And he's better at playing off the ball than Damian Lillard. I mean, if you guys disagree, tell me why you disagree. What's your opinion on the Cavs signing Larry Nance Jr.? I like it. Gives them some more depth, which they really needed last year. Gives them some more depth, like at that power forward center position, which is really what they need. So I like it. Boston broke up their championship team. They don't even got a good center anymore. Well, who knows? Maybe Amari Williams, if you get him some playing time this year, maybe he develops into being a starting caliber center by 2027. I wouldn't be surprised. Boston has a really good developmental system. Spurs starting 5, it's going to be Fox, Castle. It's going to be Fox, Castle, Vassell, Sochan, Wemby. They don't have a center anymore. Who are you talking about? Who doesn't have a center anymore? Celtics? Yeah, their best bet is either Keita, who didn't look horrible last season. I thought Keita looked pretty good in some games. You got Nemias Keita or Amari Williams. Because you're not gonna start Xavier Tillman. Do you think Tim Hardaway Jr. will be good for my Nuggets? I think he'll be good. I think he will be good. He's a microwave shooter. You're gonna love him at times. You're gonna hate him at times. But I mean, how much did he sign for? Well, what was Tim Hardaway's contract looking like? It's similar to like the Jordan Clarkson signing for New York. 1-year deal with Denver Nuggets. So the money didn't come out yet? Tim Hardaway made 63% of his three-point shots that were open last year. Jeez. Way junior contract. So I guess the money didn't come out yet. We don't know how much they signed him for. If it's for the minimum, that's one of the biggest W's of free agency. If the Nuggets got Tim Hardaway Jr. for the minimum, that's a W. What happened to Luke Cornett? He went to the Spurs on a 4-year, $41 million contract. So he got his bag. He left Boston. Nuggets or Rockets will win the Western Conference Finals. Why would you count the Thunder out like that? That team is ridiculous. The Wolves need to start doing some stuff. Yeah, they need to. If I'm them, I get a point guard. Maybe they go out and pick Russell Westbrook. Maybe they go out and get a Malcolm Brogdon. They need a point guard. Unless they're going to run it back with Mike Conley again. To me, that doesn't make much sense. Rob Dillingham's probably not going to get that much burn. I think my Nuggets and Rockets will be the biggest threat to OKC. Yeah, I can see that. I think the Nuggets are building something over there. I think it's good that they're actually making moves. They brought back Bruce Brown, who really the only good season of his career was alongside Jokic. So if they can rekindle that connection a little bit, that's a great signing for the minimum. You got Tim Hardaway Jr., who's a shooter that Jokic could kick out to. You got Valanciunas to play backup center behind Jokic. I don't remember the last time that Jokic had a backup center that played to the caliber of Jonas Valanciunas. I don't know if that's ever happened. I don't know if they've ever had a backup center as good as Jonas Valanciunas. Not that Jonas Valanciunas is some elite backup center, but I think it's saying more about how awful the backup centers have been behind Jokic than it is about how great Valanciunas is. Can Harper play small forward? I don't think Harper can play small forward, no. I mean, yeah, could he? Maybe. But will he? No. He's never had a good backup center. Jonas is the first one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They also brought in Cam Johnson, who I think is a better fit in that Nuggets offense than Michael Porter Jr. was. And he's arguably a better defender. In my opinion, he's a better defender. The only argument that Michael Porter Jr. has to be a better defender than Cam Johnson is the length, because he's 6'10" with a long wingspan. But other than that, I think Cam Johnson is a better defender. You got a lot of great fits over there in Denver. So yeah, maybe they do give OKC some problems, because they took them to 7 this year with a roster that wasn't as good as it is, as I think this roster will be next season. They should have Castle with a small forward and have Dylan Harper play a shooting guard. But I've had a lot of people say that to me, Mr. Sports Edits. But then who is running your backup guards off the bench? It doesn't make sense to do that. And then have Vassell come off the bench? It doesn't make any sense. Vassell actually plays small forward. Castle doesn't play small forward. What are your Western Conference playoff predictions for next season? OKC, Houston, Denver. Shoot. OKC, Houston, Denver, Minnesota, Dallas. And you could go Golden State. You could go Lakers. I'm gonna go Lakers just because they have Luka Doncic and LeBron. I'd give him a top 6 seed. Yeah, Cam is better than MPJ. He just always shoots contested threes and never passes the ball. Yeah, that's another thing. I think Cam's a more efficient shooter than Michael Porter Jr. Atlanta top 4 seed. East looks weak. Atlanta, I could definitely see Atlanta grabbing a top 4 seed. I think it'll be Cleveland. I think it'll be New York. From there, you could go Magic. From there, you could go Detroit. From there, you could go Atlanta. Maybe Philly sneaks in, because they'll be good next year. A lot better than they were this year. I mean, maybe Milwaukee. I mean, they still have Giannis. They still have Miles Turner. They brought back in their core role players. They brought back in Gary Trent, Kevin Porter, Bobby Portis. That's not an awful team next season. That might be a top 5 seed. Because even in the East, it's more competitive than people are giving it credit for. You got the Cavs, Knicks, Pistons, Magic, Hawks, Bucks, Sixers. One of those teams, the fact that one of those teams will be a play-in team is kind of crazy to me. That's probably going to be Philly, though. It'll probably be Philly who's a play-in team out of that bunch. Spurs had the best draft. Carter Bryant was a steal at 14. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. The Spurs had the best draft at the Spurs had the best draft. Other than the Mavericks, who got Cooper Flag. But based on the pure drafting, getting Dylan Harper at 2 was another no-brainer. But getting Carter Bryant at 14 is a steal. That was definitely a steal. I think Miami won the draft, getting Jacket Jonas at 20. Kuminga's overrated. Changed my mind. I think Kuminga is a little overrated. I agree with you. Because he hasn't proven much. He's not proven enough to be asking for $30 million a year. And to be asking for a big role on a good team. Trade Rudy Gobert? What would you trade Rudy Gobert for, though? If you guys are new to the stream, be sure to like the stream. And help me on my road to 1,000. Opinion on Hansan Yang at 16th. At 16th pick, people calling it smart. I don't think it was smart at all. I'm a part of the Yang gang, though. I want to see Yang succeed. But I didn't want to see a team taking it at 16. I think that was a massive gamble. Massive gamble. John Morant, possibly John Morant. What are you talking about? John Morant's going to get traded? I think New Orleans won the draft. They did hella well. Yeah, I like Fears. I like him as like a piece that you can develop over time. I don't think he's going to be good right away. He can't finish at the rim. He can't shoot threes. He can play make. I think he has good feel on the pick and roll. I think Garrett Queen is going to be kind of weird next to Zion. Considering they're kind of similar in the way that they get their buckets. And, like, the space that they take up to get their buckets. What do you think of Dylan Harper's... Huh? Yeah, John of the Wolves? You're saying trade Rudy Gobert for John Morant? How would that happen? Could Dame sign with the Wolves? Yeah, maybe Dame signs with the Wolves. Maybe that's a sleeper team. Let's see. Let me refresh my Twitter, see if anything's going on. Looking quiet. Looking quiet. Looking quiet. Next year's champion, I think OKC will win again. Trade Rudy and like 2 first-rounders to the Grizzlies for John Morant. I think the Grizzlies are going to keep John Morant. Especially with what their new coach was doing. I forgot what his name was. What's the Grizzlies' new coach? What is his name? Some foreign guy, right? Yeah, Tomas Lisalo. I mean, it was clear that he liked to play around John Morant. He liked to play an offense centered around John Morant. So I don't think they want to trade John Morant. What's up, Star Wars kid? Rudy's contract is horrible. Yeah, that's exactly why the Grizzlies wouldn't want to take that on, let alone give up their 25-year-old point guard. Are the Bucks still going to pay Dame? Yes, the Bucks are still going to pay Dame, except now it's stretched out over 5 years. So they reworked that contract to a point where they can pay it over 5 years instead of paying $55 million over 2 years. They're paying $22 million a year over 5 years. So they waived him and stretched his contract. Yo, I'm back. What's up? What's up, It's World? What's going on? Good morning. We had an early stream today. Very early. My window open? No. The Milwaukee Bucks have expressed interest in Chris Paul. Very interesting. That just came out 15 seconds ago, according to Chris Haynes. Is Malik Beasley a free agent? Yes, but he is dealing with some legal stuff right now. So until he gets that figured out, no team will be in negotiations with him. And if he doesn't get it figured out, he might be kicked out of the NBA. So I want to see Bron go to the Cavs. It could be fun, but the Cavs just have to make so many moves in order to make that happen. You want the Warriors to get another Splash Brother? Yeah, that'd be fun. It'd be fun. Really want to see Cavs to win with Lonzo Goat. Yeah, I want to see Lonzo succeed too. He's had a rough time in the NBA. Feels like every time he gets it going, he gets a setback. Chris Paul? Oh, we got a Bucks fan in here. We got a Bucks fan. What do we think of Chris Paul to Milwaukee? Because we don't know where Chris Paul's going. Maybe we see Chris Paul get signed within the next couple hours. What was the latest moves? I just woke up. Really nothing. Just rumors. Just rumors. We just heard about this Chris Paul to Milwaukee stuff. I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, Chris Paul next to Giannis sounds like a blast. 2 replays. You like that? You like Chris Paul to Milwaukee? Any news last night? No. I mean, we had Trey Mann re-signing in Charlotte on a $24 million contract. Cavs squad is perfect. Don't ruin it with 1-year contract, LeBron. But here's the thing with that. I wouldn't be totally mad at Cleveland trying to take a swing for LeBron. And I'll tell you why. Because you have this 3-4 year window here with Cleveland. Maybe less than that, 2 to 3 years. And then the second apron is going to hit them hard. So if you have a 3-year window, 2 to 3 year window, where you're kind of confident you can win, but not fully confident, and you know the second apron's going to hit you, maybe you do go and you say, hey, we have a 1-year window here with LeBron. Let's go get LeBron. If we suck after that, who cares? We went for it. That's what Denver's doing. They're trying to build a team around Jokic. They're saying, hey, we'll give away our first-round picks. If we suck after Jokic is on his last leg, or after Jokic is gone, we live with that because we had the best player in the world on our team. So we went for it. So maybe Cleveland says, hey, we'll take that 1-year window of having a higher chance at winning over having a 2-year window where your chances are slightly decreased. Chris Paul and Giannis got beef, though. They have beef. I don't like Chris Paul to Milwaukee. Why? I feel like Chris Paul and Giannis would be fun. Cavs go get Dame. Yeah, maybe the Cavs trade Darius Garland, go get Dame. Like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know what's going on in the NBA right now. I was in the background of Giannis' post-game interview last season. Nice. Chris Paul and Giannis would be a fun duo. Yeah. CP3 and Giannis would be fun, but it would be useless. Why would that be useless? In an Eastern Conference that's not that good next year, I don't think that'd be useless at all. CP3 is still good. He played 82 games last year. And he played solid. He didn't just play 82 games to play 82 games. That guy's still good. And he's aging fine because he's on that vegetarian diet. If Jokic retires, do you think the Nuggets will build around Jamal Murray? No. I think by the time Jokic retires, the Nuggets will be horrible. And the Nuggets will be rebuilding. So who would the Cavs have to give up for Braun? They'd probably have to give up DeAndre Hunter. Maybe a Max Strus. Maybe a Darius Garland. Maybe a Jared Allen. I don't know what their exact package would be because they wouldn't be able to make a straight-up trade for LeBron. They would have to make a couple of trades leading up to the LeBron trade because they don't have the money to make a LeBron trade work. Nor do the Lakers. It wouldn't financially work. Jokic is 30. He ain't retiring. Yeah, but he will eventually. 6-7 years down the line. Is it just me or is it a crazy offseason so far? It's a pretty action-packed offseason. It's not as crazy as like Shams was hinting at. Shams was hinting at it being. In my opinion, MPJ is way better than Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson's better than Michael Porter Jr. right now, but Michael Porter Jr. might have slightly more upside. Because he's younger by a couple years. Cam Johnson is, 29, 30 years old? Do you think Golden State will get Giannis? No. I think if any team was to get Giannis, it'd probably be New York or Atlanta. MPJ's a ball hog. I wouldn't say MPJ's a ball hog. I think MPJ had a role. A role to just catch the ball and shoot it every time. MPJ is not better than Cam. Trust me, I'm a Nuggets fan, and MPJ would take horrible shots and can't really defend that good anymore. Yeah, I agree with you. Gina, good morning. Or Houston. Well, Houston just traded for Kevin Durant, so they're not gonna go and throw more of their young guys in a package for Giannis. Giannis leaving after the Dame trade. He's not happy after the Dame trade. I don't think he's delighted about the Dame trade at all. Michael Porter Jr. is a good three-point shooter, but so is Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson is arguably a better three-point shooter off the catch than Michael Porter Jr. Unpredictable offseason. Yeah, a lot of this stuff has been unpredictable. It has been unpredictable. Maybe San Antonio. Yeah, maybe San Antonio takes a swing for Giannis. If a Western Conference team was to do it, then I could see San Antonio doing it. I miss MPJ on Missouri because I remember watching him. Missouri. Hot take: Jimmy Butler made the Dubs worse in the playoffs. They should trade him for Giannis. Jimmy Butler did not make the Warriors worse in the playoffs, I don't think. And the Bucks would not take Jimmy Butler's contract on for Giannis. Not really? Like, are you saying not really to the point that Cam Johnson's a better shooter than Michael Porter Jr.? He played on the rebuilding Nets where he was the number 2 the whole season. It was him and Cam Thomas. Yeah, if anything, that shows you that... Yeah, and he was shooting 39% from 3. If anything, that shows you that if he's not the number 1, number 2 option, and if he's playing off Jokic, playing off the catch-and-shoot 3, he'll shoot higher than 39% from 3. I mean, he had years in Phoenix shooting 43%, 46% from 3. He had a year in Phoenix shooting 46% from 3. If he can shoot like that, that's a massive upgrade over Michael Porter Jr., who shot around 39% as well. But playing strictly in that catch-and-shoot role, you had a guy shooting 39%. I think Cam Johnson will shoot better than that, minus the ill-advised shots. Plus, Cam Johnson's a better passer. Plus, in my opinion, he's a better defender. I think he's a better fit around Jokic. Do you talk college ball? A little bit. A little bit. I really only get into college ball for the draft. So, like, I couldn't tell you anything about next year's college ball. Like, I couldn't tell you anything about the freshman class next year. But I know about, like, the draftees from this year. Because I do my research heading up to the draft. Harrison Barnes, Stephon Castle, and CP3 for Giannis. Well, Spurs don't have CP3. And I don't think Harrison Barnes and Stephon Castle is enough for Giannis. Even if they had CP3, it wouldn't be enough for Giannis. They would have to add a couple more assets, probably a Sochan, maybe a Vassell, maybe a Keldon Johnson. Maybe you'd have to add Carter Bryant. It would be a lot more than just 3 players. Spurs should have gotten a veteran or peak when Wemby's still on a rookie deal. Well, they brought in Luke Cornett. I think they brought in depth. I think if they had the opportunity to get a veteran and a great player on a more expensive deal, they would have. In my opinion, Cam Johnson was mid on the Suns, and then he got traded with Mikal Bridges to the Nets for KD. Well, he was mid on the Suns, but that was years ago. And he's gotten better on Brooklyn. Trust me, Star Wars kid. He's gonna be better. He's gonna be better playing off of Jokic. That's pretty dang near a perfect fit. And I like it for the Nets too, because I'm not saying I hate it for the Nets. You get a younger guy than Cam Johnson was. You got a pick in 2032. Who knows what the Nuggets look like in 2032? Who would the Spurs give up for Giannis? Vassell, Sochan, probably Castle, probably Johnson, maybe a Barnes, and like some combination of those guys, and then a bunch of picks. Maybe a Branham. Should D-Book leave the Suns? I think he should. Like, if the next 2 years go bad and they stay on the trajectory that they are on, he should. Do you think Celtics will move off Derek White or Jaylen Brown for assets? No. I think they're going to keep those guys until Tatum can come back. What if Golden State Warriors get Giannis? I don't think Golden State will get Giannis. Every player that has played with Jokic got better, but when they leave the Nuggets, they become trash. Yeah, another example of that is Bruce Brown. I think Bruce Brown had his best season of his career, undisputedly, with Jokic, and now he's back. Now he's back on the minimum. So it's low risk, and maybe they can rekindle what they had on that championship run. Spurs won't give up Castle. The Spurs will give up Castle for Giannis. They trade Draymond, Moody, Pods, and Gary Payton. It's going to take a lot more than that, though. Because we're still talking about a 30-year-old guy who's arguably the best player in the world. Then he went over with Mikal Bridges, and the two were Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges for a while until Mikal Bridges got traded to the Knicks, and then Cam Johnson start becoming the 2. What? And Kuminga? Yeah. Yeah, Kuminga would be part of that package for sure. Cover the camera for Lamar Jackson. I got you, X42. Jeez, I love look like I just got out of bed. Spurs got a good future. I don't think she would get Giannis. She? What? Have a good day. You too. You too, Ashley. I think I'm gonna end the stream here in a minute. So, if you guys are new to the stream, be sure to subscribe and like the stream. Show some support and turn on the notifications so you can be in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for dropping in. Peace out.